Have you ever wanted to have a connection with a magical bow, such as I forget the movie, where there's a hero who has a bow that forms the arrows as he holds it? I think it's one of those Greek movies. Wonderful stuff. But if you've ever wanted to, without multiclassing into like a fighter or going into hexblade, then this subclass is for you. Hello, welcome back to DIS, or welcome to DIS. I am this idiot, and you are hearing me speak. I just lost the filter thing, or the fuzz top for my microphone. It flew off, and I'm looking for it. So this might sound weird, but you are hearing me speak, so that is that, and you can continue on with your life if you wish, or if you want to continue listening to me. Let's go on with looking at the Pact of the Soulking's son. Alrighty. So without further ado, let's get into that. The Quincy version 2.5, Pact of the Soulking's Son. You have made a pact with a mysterious entity that only identifies itself as Iwa, a force that manifests in sentient magic bows carved from the magic which flows throughout the planes known as Reishi. Many Quincy channel their magic through pendants which they place on their wrists or hands. These pendants transform into large bows of great power, allowing the Quincy to focus their magic into arrows and other missiles. The only limit to a Quincy's ability to create and fire arrows in their own stamina and ability to absorb ambient Reishi. Expanded spell list. Your pack lets you choose from an expanded list of spells when you learn a Warlock spell. The following spells are added to the Warlock spell list for you. Quincy expanded spells. Spell level and the spells. At first level, they can get Shield and Witch Bolt. At second, Blur and Branding Smite. At third, Blink and Elemental Weapon. At fourth, Phantasmal Killer and Fire Shield. And at fifth, Banishing Smite and Hallow. Quincy Zeichen. I probably will be mispronouncing all of these. Starting at first level, you gain the ability to place a Zeichen curse on someone. As a bonus action, choose one creature that you can see within 60 feet of you. Reishi energy swirls around the target, forming a mark similar in shape to your pendant on the weak points of the target. The target is cursed for 1 minute. The curse ends early if the target dies, you die, or you are incapacitated. Until the mark ends, you gain the following benefits. Until the curse ends, the first time on your turn that you deal damage to the target must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, it falls prone as its body is filled with torturous agony. If the cursed target dies before the curse ends, the mark explodes, and each creature in a 5-foot radius must make a DC 12 Dex saving throw. On fail, each creature takes force damage equal to your proficiency modifier, or half if they succeed the save. You can't use this feature again until you finish a short or long rest. Reishi Warrior. At first level, you acquire the training necessary to effectively hit your targets from long distances. You gain proficiency with medium armor, bows, and the perception skill. If you already have proficiency with this skill, then you now have expertise with this skill. Your patron bestows upon you a pendant which allows you to create and store your bow. The bow produces its own arrows and has the following properties. You can summon or store the bow as a bonus action. This weapon counts as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks and damage. When you attack with this weapon, you can use your charisma modifier instead of dexterity for the attack and damage rolls. The damage for your bow is based on your alignment. Good equals radiant, evil equals necrotic, and neutral equals force. Choose between the following size options for your bow. Clavier, a one-handed short bow that absorbs Reishi through the ends and fires it rapidly from the center where your hand lies. This bow deals 1d6 damage per arrow and has a range of 80/320. As a bonus action, you can make a second round of attacks with your bow. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your charisma modifier. You regain all your uses of this feature after you finish a long rest. Regen, the slower two-handed bow that focuses the Reishi in the form of an arrow as the wielder pulls the string back. This bow deals 1d8 damage per arrow and has a range of 150/600. As a reaction, you spread the Reishi from your bow into a visible barrier to protect you. Until the start of your next turn, you have a +2 bonus to AC, including against the triggering attack. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your charisma modifier. You regain all your uses of this feature after you finish a long rest. Reishi Dominance, Vollständig. Starting at 6th level, your bow transforms ambient Reishi into a crackling arrow of energy. When you release the arrow, it travels in a 100-foot straight line, affecting anything within 5 feet. Each creature in the line takes 3d10 of your bow's damage, or half damage with a successful dexterity saving throw. The arrow passes harmlessly through the first inanimate object it hits, ignoring cover. The arrow stops if it strikes a second object. The damage increases to 5d10 when you reach the 17th level in this class. You can't use this feature again until you finish a short or long rest. Ransõtengai. Heavenly Wild Puppet Suit. Beginning at 10th level, your patron imbues you with a technique that allows the user to have superior control over Reishi. You can now channel the Reishi energy from your bow to your body. Using strings of Ryoku controlled by your brain, you can form lines or strings out of magic. Using this technique, you are able to walk on lines of magic under your feet. This allows you to ignore difficult terrain and increases your movement speed by 15 feet. In addition, by using this technique, the user can control their body as one would a puppet, allowing them to move freely despite paralysis, broken limbs, or any other force that would impede normal movement. You are immune to being paralyzed. And gain advantage on effects that would affect your movement speed. Difficult terrain does not impede your movement speed. Increase your movement speed by 15 feet. Light Regen. Light Rain. Starting at 14th level, you focus a large amount of Ryoku using your bow. You choose a point within 120 feet and fire a volley of arrows into the air, causing eldritch arrows to rain down at a certain point. Each creature in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on that point must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 8d8 of your bow's damage choice on the failed save, or half as much damage on a successful save. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again if you finish a long rest. Now there's a couple infusions. Improved Quincy bow. Prerequisite Pact of the Blade feature. The bow gains a +1 bonus to its attack and damage rolls. Also, when you use your bow as your magical focus, the max range for any spell that has a range of 5 or greater is doubled. Heilig Fell. Prerequisite 5th level Pact of the Blade feature. The bow creates more than one arrow when you reach higher levels. 2 arrows at 5th level, 3 arrows at 11th level, and 4 arrows at 17th level. You can direct the arrows at the same target or at different ones. Make a separate attack roll for each arrow. That is quite interesting. And on to the review itself. The review. The story is pretty interesting. I think this is from an anime. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, the titles and stuff like that, some of the words I'm obviously mispronouncing, I think is from an anime. I'm not sure what anime it is, but it sounds very fascinating. Something with talismans or whatever they called it. They called it, as I look into it, pendants. So yeah, it's an interesting story. The spell list is really nice. It's a pretty cool idea. The Quincy Zykin, that's a nice kind of bait. Similar to, no, it's not like Hunter's Mark. It's kind of like those other marks that they have, but it's different, where they can fall prone, or when they die it explodes, which is cool. The Reishi Warrior is nice, giving you that bow, which you can summon or store as a bonus action. It's magical. I don't know if I like it as it's counting as magical at first level. I think it should be at like higher levels, like 5th level. And then you can choose between like a short bow or a long bow. There's different good things or bad things about that. The dominance, which you can do like a kind of like a beam, arrow beam, which is really cool. I think it's like, I want to say there's like a spell like that, like the ranger can get. I'm not sure. Heavenly Wild Puppet Suit, that's really nice. Immune to being paralyzed and advantage on effects that would affect your movement speed. That's really cool. No more difficult terrain. You have more movement, which is really good. Light Rain, which is kind of like a little more powerful, like not Halo, or more powerful Halo 4, but kind of more powerful. What's we'll call it? Words and things are important. No, Fireball, 8d8 instead of 8d6, which is nice. The Infusions are pretty cool, with the Pact of the Blade feature, which makes sense. So one, it gives +1 damage, +1 to attacking damage, and when your bow is a magical focus, you double your the range of the spells you cast. And then the other one, which you can do it more than once, which is cool. I don't know if it should be as many as like a fighter gets, but maybe 3 instead of a total of 4, a total of 3. Let's see. When things too overpowered or underpowered. I think the Reishi Warrior is just a little bit overpowered because of the whole, it counts as magical. But then again, the damage type is different for your, based on your alignment, which is a nice thing. If it was like regular damage, then it'd be like, oh, not magical. But since it's like a different type of damage than just like piercing, then it kind of makes sense. And besides that, I don't think anything is too overpowered or underpowered. The story is cool. I do enjoy this. I don't know why I'm making this a little faster. Maybe because I don't have this thing down here, or the fuzz thing. I don't know, the cap. I'm not sure what it's called. Anywho, yeah, there's that. Hope you like that. Next week, I am going on to the Wizard, of course. This one is called the School of Heliomancy, about channeling the power of the sun and doing like sunburst stuff, sun damage, radiant damage. That should be really cool. So join me next week for that. I hope you've been enjoying my writings, my streaming. Let me know what you think of that. Let me know what you think of this Pact of the Soulking Sun. Let's see here. What else? Let's see. I think that's about it. Oh, previous episode. My channel subscription, like, comment, subscribe. Join me next week for the Wizard. And let me know what you think. Tell me what bow would you choose. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Awkward silence. Yay! Farewell.